Granite countertops. Do you have to seal them? How often do you have to seal them, and should they be sealed? The truth? It depends. Depends on where, depends what color, depends on the absorbency rate of that particular granite. When it comes to granite, general rule of thumb, it's the tightest of pores that you are going to find on any natural stone. Somebody was to ask me if they were to have any issues with a water-based issue on a granite countertop, whether honed, polished, or leathered. I'd say no. But then I'd also add a little caveat that it also depends on the color and depends on what you're going to be doing in that area. So when it comes to granites, for some reason, and at the end of the day, I attribute it all to absorbency rate, is that when it comes to like a lighter color granite like this, you really don't have anything to worry about in regards to etching. You don't have to worry about absorption of staining, water staining, ring marks, any of that. But what you do have to be super conscious of this one is oil-based stains. This one here tends to absorb two things. So it'll absorb oil and it will absorb a hue. So if, for example, if you had this particular kind of countertop outdoors, you're gonna get that yellow, that UV ray coming from the sun that's gonna end up yellowing your stone a little bit. So it wouldn't be something that I would be for as an outdoor setting, but you can. The stone itself allows for it to be outdoors. You just gotta know that if you put it outdoors, it can yellow. Another thing is that if you have this kind of countertop over in your kitchen, the area that you wanna be more conscious of is whether you're a righty or a lefty, but to the right or to the left of the oven and or the immediate island immediately around the area that you're working in. And the reason for that is because that's normally where the food prep area happens. And when you're doing food prep, you're using everything, olive oil, salt, your vinegars, you're using all of these different products that when combined and when being worked on in the same exact area, the acid in like vinegar or lime juice, lemon juice, things like that, what happens is that begins to deteriorate the sealer. When it deteriorates the sealer and now you have something oily, salad dressing, that ends up having a little glob or a little dollop or something of salad dressing or anything oil based, and it sits there, it'll darken. Now, one of the benefits to granite is that if that was to happen, you can use what's called a poultice. And a poultice basically draws out soil. Now, there's a couple of things that I brought up in this video. Number one is staining. What is staining? Staining is anything that absorbs into an absorbent material and leaves a mark. The mark could be an oil-based dark stain. The mark could be a red-based, wine stain, ketchup, mustard, so you can have different things. That's number one.